Hi folks, Nancy I here. I'm doing an experimental quilt with the Pellon Deco Fuse, and I'm also using the Stitch Witchery Wonder Under and the other Stitch Witchery. Right now I'm cutting out grass for my quilt. I've already done the background and everything. Hang on one moment and I'll be right back. Okay, this is my background, and I'm cutting grass to put down here, and eventually I'll be putting in flowers and maybe something up in the sky. So let me get on with it, and I will be showing you as I go along on what I'm doing and everything, okay? Okay, hi folks. As I said, I've been cutting out the grass for the quilt. I have also started fusing the grass together so I could put it on my quilt. Hang on, let me show you. Okay, here is the grass that I've already started fusing together, and I've fused it on the release paper that you get with the Wonder Under fusible webbing. Once you fuse it on there, you can peel it off and put it onto your background and fuse it onto your background. Okay, I'm back again. As I said, here is some of my grass I have cut up and fused together on the release paper from the Pellon fusible webbing. Here is my background, and once all that cools, I'll fuse it to my background. And I've also cut up extra blades of grass, because some of those blades of grass I could use for the stems for some flowers, building flowers on my background. Okay, I will be back. I'm going to start cutting out some flowers and everything, and I shall return. Hi folks, I'm back. I just wanted to show you that what I am doing right now is I am taking some material and I'm cutting small squares. And once I have these small squares cut out, I'm going to take the fusible webbing and put it on the back of the square, fuse it on, and then I will start cutting out my shapes. And I'm using the corner of a large square ruler to cut out my smaller squares of material. Okay, this is going to be awkward, but I will do it. Okay, and I will be back, and I will show you how I've cut out the shapes, okay? I like to iron my material so that it would be nice and straight. So when you get ready to fuse it, you don't have any lumpies and bumpies in your fusible webbing or your material, and it will look very sharp and crisp. Now that I have all of my material ironed and looking crisp, I'm going to start putting the fusible webbing on it, and then I'm going to start cutting out my shapes, okay? I'll be back. Hi folks, I'm back again, and as I've said before, I'm doing this on my own and filming with my iPad, so I'm going to be going back and forth and off and on, but right now I am here getting ready to fuse the fusible web to my material. Okay, and when it's all done, I shall be back. Hello people, I'm back, and like I said, I have fused
Here's the next quilt.
all of my material.
It does have different areas that are light, medium, dark,
and it's all ready to roll. And what I'm going to do now is take the back side and draw my little shapes on the back side of this quilt, which is paper. It has the fusible webbing on it, and the fusible webbing comes with paper on it. So it's one side is glue, the other side is paper. Well, right now I'm going to take and draw my little flowery shapes on the back side of the fusible webbing here, and then cut it all out, and then I will be able to peel off the paper and then fuse it to my background. See?
Oh my goodness. Quite a bit of quilting.
Okay, I will be right back. Okay, here I am back again, and I'm starting to draw my little flowery shapes on the paperback of the fusible webbing.
So I think when I look at a quilt, is it traditional? Is it contemporary?
One
Is it
good thing
artistic? Is it playful? And
about your
those
quilting,
motifs
it's
and
your
designs
art,
that are going to be
and you could
complementary
do
to
it
quilts.
any way
The
that
next
you
question
want
I
to
ask
do it.
myself is, are there places
Anything you
in the
want to
quilt where
do,
the quilting
you
will
can
shine?
do it.
And we talked about that a little bit, where
Like,
quilting really does show best in light
Like
spaces.
Frank
If
Sinatra
you
used
look
to
at a
sing,
quilt from a distance,
I
you
did
will
it
see
my
white
way.
thread on white
And that's the
fabric,
whole
but
thing.
you will not see
You can
dark
do it
thread on
all
dark fabric.
your way.
It's very different. True. So look here, see this
So
red area?
whatever
Look at how much on the
you,
back,
whatever
how much
shape you
quilting
want
there
your
is.
flowers or
Look at
whatever
that
it
red
is
area.
that you're
But you don't
doing
see
to
it
be,
as much
it
as
is
this.
yours.
Just as light.
You own
Fuzzy
it.
star. Yep. So
You
there are
do
places
your
in the quilt,
own
like an Italian
shapes,
quilt or
as
an art
big
quilt,
or
where
as
you
small
leave
as you
ample
want.
space for the quilting to show the very best, and I would gravitate towards those areas and really make the quilting shine in those areas. So take advantage of those spotlight areas.
Okay, see?
That's right. Another question
I've
is,
done
you
like
might
3
look at
shapes.
the
They look a
fabrics that
little
are
like
used.
clouds, but
You
hey,
look for cues
they're
in
my
the
flowers.
fabrics, such as
And I'm doing them.
swirls,
And I'm
waves,
going to
animal
draw
life,
little circles on here to put the little dot,
so
the
look
little
at your fabrics.
stamen or whatever you call it, dots or whatever, inside the flowers.
Those are so much fun. Well, it's really a good art tip to repeat a design element that's already there. It's a theme. It's a theme. And that's the next question. Are there motifs or is there a theme to the quilt that you should follow? The blue and green quilt that we saw earlier, it reminded me of 2 oceans. And so naturally I thought about putting fish and waves and things on that. Or if you have a fall-colored quilt, what would you quilt on a fall-colored quilt? Leaves. Leaves, ferns, something like that. So we've talked about whether to do over or edge to edge.
Basic little shapes there and stuff, and you do that on all the backs of your material. Do this on the back of all of your things on the paper side of your fusible webbing, right now, which is the paper side of my material. And you do all of this, and then you do what they call fussy cut them out. Cut them right on the lines. Cut it right on the line and cut it out, and then you could take and fuse it to your background. See, what I'm going to do first before I fuse it to the background is I'm going to take it and put it on the release paper that I saved over from my fusible web, that I save over from this stuff, or I could use parchment paper. Put it on the parchment paper and take my little circles here and fuse them into the middle of my flowers. And then take my flowers and fuse them to the background. Okay? I'm going to start doing that, and I'll be right back. Okay, here I am back again, and I've started cutting out my shapes. Okay, what you want to do, I know I said before, you do the fussy cut and cut around each line. What you want to do right now, just to get the shapes cut out, what you want to do is just give them a big general cut. You know, the general shape, cut it out, and then when you get ready to do your fusing and everything else, that's when you start fussy cutting everything out. Okay, now as I've shown you, I cut out that one flower. Now I'm going to cut out the next flower. And see, we take our little scissors here. I'm not one to use great big scissors in little small spaces like this because, you know, very kind of not coordinated that well, and I usually end up cutting out half of my shapes. So I will fussy cut these 2 flowers out. Not fussy cut, I'm sorry. Just generally cut these 2 flowers out. And see, there you go, the 2 flowers. And then when I get ready to fuse and put things together, I'll fussy cut them. And then I'm going to take And my little circles there, the little dots that are going in the middle of the flowers, I'm going to do a general cut and cut them out. This way I'm not dealing with a whole big giant piece of material while I am cutting the things out. See? They're all cut out. Now I'm going to continue on cutting out my shapes and everything, and then I will come back and show you the rest. Okay, I am back. I have all of my shapes generally cut out, and I have them all laying on my homemade design board. I used the Deco Fusible because it is kind of thick and stiff, and I used that and iron and fused some white cotton material to them, and this is what I'm using as my little homemade design board. See? And I just laid the shapes out like this so that I can, see the colors and see what I want to use and what I'm going to do with it and everything. And then I'll go from there. But before I start doing anything, before I start fusing anything to my background, what I'm going to do with my background is I am going to go over to the machine and quilt it. Okay, I will be quilting my background first, and then I will be laying my shapes and the grass and everything on top of it. Okay, and once I've gotten the quilting done, I will be back. Okay, everyone, I've quilted my bottom, I've quilted my background, as you can see, and I've also started fusing the things onto my background. I've already fused the grass on there, as you can see, and I may need some more grass, looks like, but I'll see what it looks like. And then I'll start fusing the stems and the flowers on here. Okay? And I will be back. I'll show it to you when I'm through. Okay. Hi folks, I am back. As you can see, I've quilted my background and I have started fusing my grass to the background. Now what I am going to do is take and fuse my flowers to the background. As you can see, I have already fused the little dots into the middle of the flowers. See? And they're all different colors and everything. So I will start fusing those to my background, and once they're done, I will come back and show you.